Okay, can you guys all hear me? Let me make a thumbs up. All right, this is the first time I've ever used Google Meet, so I'm hoping that it will work. I just was able to watch the American Fork meeting and kind of see Katie do it, so I'm hoping that it will get going. My name is Danielle Nielsen. I am the Academy Director for MDT at our Draper location. We also have Katie Higby on here. She is the Conservatory Director over all of COPA, and she is going to read our mission in just a few minutes. Jocelyn Robinson is here. She'll give you a wave. She's our class director at our Draper location and also directs a few other companies. And she's awesome. So while we're waiting for Katie, I guess I will just get started. So this is our meeting for
Danielle, sorry.
You're okay.
I'm here. Yeah, I've been here.
Awesome. So this is our meeting for our 2025-26 MDT companies in Draper, just to give you a little bit of information. So I'm going to turn the time over to Katie, and she's going to talk about COPA's mission really quickly. And then we'll get going, and it should be really quick. And feel free to answer questions. You can type it in the chat or raise your hand if anything comes up.
Okay, awesome. Nice to see you all. My name is Katie Higby. She just said that. I work mostly at the AF location, but I love also working with the students at Draper. They're just super awesome and fun, and I just really love them. So the mission of COPA in our official paperwork says the mission of the company is to develop talents, confidence, and performance skills while experiencing purposeful performances in a spirit of camaraderie. So I could break that apart for quite some time, but I do love the COPA program. I've had 4 of my 5 kids have participated at COPA, and I've seen how it's affected their lives, whether they have chosen to go on and pursue musical theater or not. There's just a lot of, life skills that are really beneficial. Being vulnerable, failing and trying again, working as a team, just the list goes on and on. Confidence, the ability to speak in front of other people. So we love that whether these students are here because this is like their life dream and they want to do it for the rest, major in it in college and do it professionally, or whether they're here just because they love to do it and they like to be with their friends and it's a hobby that they just enjoy sharing their talents. It's all awesome. And no matter why they're here, we will help develop those talents and we'll help develop the confidence and those extra skills that will help them be amazing human beings in the world. So yeah, I love COPA. It's awesome. And I've been with COPA for, I've lost track, maybe 13 years. I think this next year will be my 14th year. And like I said, seeing my kids go through it, I really can vouch for, it works. I mean, it's just a great program. So we're excited to have you here. I don't know how many of you are new or returning, but if you're new, welcome. We're happy to have you and hope that this is a good fit for you. And if you have questions, like Danielle said, I'll be monitoring the chat room and I'll also chime in here and there. And then, like Danielle said, we've always done Zoom, and we got really good at Zoom over the last 5 years. And now we just switched to Google Meet, and we're all just sort of figuring it out as we go. So be patient with us as we navigate sharing and all of that stuff, but it's going to be a great meeting, and we have a lot to get through. So I was going to introduce your directors. So you guys have some amazing directors at Draper. Of course, Danielle Nielsen, she is the Academy Director over the MDT and MT programs, but also directs Principal and what else? Inspire. So 2 great companies. Jocelyn is on here as well, her sister. And you do Prodigy, right? And Moxie? Awesome. Prodigy and Moxie. And then I don't see, but I can't see everybody. Melanie is our Smash director. And then is that what you're running next year? Or are you hoping to have more? Okay. Awesome. So you have a great team in Draper. They are small but mighty. Meaning fewer directors. They're also small. And they're just amazing. And your students are so lucky to be able to work with these amazing women and the other teachers that teach dance and vocal tech. And it's just a great place to be, and awesome people that they get to be influenced by. So awesome. Okay, go Danielle. I'm going to mute myself.
Thanks, Katie. So Katie is our conservatory director. She does all the things. She's super detail oriented, and she's the reason why COPA runs so smoothly, and we have all this incredible information to give you. So I am going to share, I'm going to try my best to share this next flyer with you. This is going to kind of talk about our program a bit. And let's see here. Oh, right here. And this information is on our website. So if you go to the form where you found this link, you can click on this, and it will give you all of this information that you need to see it. So
hey, Danielle, sorry, can I interrupt you for 1 second? Yes. Melanie joined. So Melanie, I don't know if you are able to get off camera. There's Melanie. So just give a quick wave. She's our SMASH director. I just wanted everyone to say hi to her. So now we can proceed.
Perfect. Yeah, we love Melanie. She's been an incredible addition to our team. We're so lucky to have her. Okay, so let's see. So if I go here, okay, here we go. So in our Draper location, we have a few different company options. So we're going to talk about our MDT and our MT track options. So that's what you are in the meeting for. For those that don't know, because I didn't know at first, MDT stands for Music, Dance, Theater, and then MT stands for Musical Theater. So we have kind of two different avenues that your kiddos can look at if they want to focus more on dance training in the musical theater world, or if they want to focus more on the acting training in the musical theater world. And if they want to focus on other things, COPA is a big umbrella that has a lot of different trainings. We have just a dance company, we have a vocal pop academy, and then we also have an acting only academy. So you can find that information on our website. But here's our information for this year. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to read our quick paragraph about our MDT companies. So that's our music, dance, theater. So it says, COPA's MDT track is a dynamic triple threat curriculum designed to shape well-rounded singers, dancers, and actors with a strong emphasis on dance. Ideal for passionate performers looking to take center stage in the world of performing arts, this track offers high-energy classes and performance opportunities that teach students to seamlessly blend all three disciplines. They bring stories to life with power, precision, and passion. Ready to rise as a true triple threat? Join COPA MDT and take your talent to the next level. So all of these companies are open to our 3rd through 12th graders, and our companies are a 12-year contract, and they all require an audition, which is why you're here, to learn more about it. So if you scroll down, it will kind of give you a basic schedule of what our companies are, kind of the age breakdown. These are a little bit fluid sometimes. So we have a Prodigy company, and then it's just a basic schedule. So they will come like Mondays from 4:30 to 7:30, and they will take jazz, ballet, and vocal tech. And then once your child is in company, we'll email you their exact schedule. But you can kind of go through and see exactly what their schedule would be based on their age. Our ages are a little fluid, and we can talk about that when we get to our audition section. So for our music, dance, theater, our Moxie, Smash, and Principal will have the option to choose a track, an MT, musical theater track, or an MDT track. Our MDT track students will take dance classes on Monday. They will be placed in a level based on ability in tap, jazz, and ballet. And those classes will be held on Mondays. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, it'll show you the different levels that they'll be placed in and the times that they come. And then those classes are included in their tuition. You can kind of see their tuition breakdown up here. Then further down, this is just, if you're interested, there's a bunch of add-on classes that company members get at a more discounted rate. So if your kid's wanting even more, they can look at those. I'm going to switch over to our MT track company before I go further down, because the further down things are the same. So our MT track, our musical theater track, COPA's musical theater track is where passion meets the stage. With a heavy emphasis on acting, students also develop strong vocal skills and learn show-stopping choreography. They dive into the world of Broadway by performing Broadway scenes and medleys while honing their talents and shining brighter with every step. Ready to take center stage? Join us and bring your Broadway dreams to life. So our Prodigy Inspire companies, they will not choose a track. They will get the basic training that they need in order to be equipped to choose a track when they reach our Moxie, so like a 7th and 8th grade. So their schedule is the same. If you come down to Moxie, Smash, and Principal, they will come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They will take a musical theater acting class for an hour and a half, and that is really fun. They dive a little more into Shakespeare and scene work and improv, and it really hones into that acting a little bit more. And then they will take an MT Styles choreography dance class, and that is just like a basic choreography class where they will learn basic technique needs. We learn choreography styles from different Broadway musicals so that when your child is going into an audition, they have the dance skills that they need. The reason that we have separated into these two tracks is because as performers, we all have different strengths. And so some of our strengths are we love dancing and we want to take ballet, and we want to dance, and we want to do all those things, where other musical theater kids would rather die than take a dance class and be in pink tights and a black leotard. And so instead of forcing everybody into the same mold, we really wanted to try to offer different emphasis for your child to study. And so that's why we have these two different tracks for our older companies. They come the same amount of hours. So every company member will come 6 hours a week, either, on their Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. Our Thursday classes are our company classes. And you can kind of see, so like our Prodigy kids, they come from 4:30 to 7:30, and they will do their company rehearsals, and then a dance class. So our two younger classes, we split it up a little bit so that they aren't feeling too overwhelmed with 3 hours of dance on one class. So on Mondays, they will do a jazz and ballet class, and then they'll do a vocal tech and acting class. And what that is, it's a smaller group. So we split their company in half. It's like, 7 to 10 kids, depending on how many kids are in their company. And it's like a private voice lesson in a group setting. So each child gets individually coached. They work with the instructor one-on-one. They do a solo performance in the fall and in the spring. And they do monologues, and it's a really fun class. So they'll do those 3 classes on Monday, and then on Thursday, they'll do their company rehearsal, and that's when we learn their choreography for their medleys, we learn their vocals and solos for their medleys, and then those younger kids will do their tap class, so that they are kind of a little bit more equal in what they're doing. Our older classes will do their dance or MT classes on Monday, Tuesday, and then they'll just do their company rehearsals on Thursday with their vocal tech and acting class. And that's one thing that I have really loved about COPA is their curriculum is so well thought out that their vocal tech and acting classes has really state-of-the-art lectures that teach your kids not just what they're doing, but why they're doing it. It dives into vocal health, to the different styles of singing, to acting. And so you're not just coming and learning a dance, like they really are honing in their skills and learning exactly what they need to do. So if you keep scrolling down, there's more add-on classes. From here on down, all of it is the same information. Our MDT and MT tracks will be in the same company. So you can be a member of Principal and choose the MT track or the MDT track. They're not divided by what you choose. So next is our fees. Our fees are, we have 2 one-time fees. So just our registration fee, it's universal for our classes, for our companies. If you have more students, it goes down with each student you register. And then our COPA t-shirt. All of our company members will wear a black t-shirt to Thursday classes every single week. So you'll need a black COPA shirt. And then our touring companies, which is Moxie, Smash, and Principal, they will need a color shirt for tour. These 2 are just one-time fees, because if you have COPA shirts from the past, or your friend or your sister or your brother, it's the same every year. So you don't have to buy new COPA shirts every year. So an order will come out with what you need. You can buy them from our COPA store. And then these other fees are like our hard costs. And so what COPA has done is they've taken your tuition and your fees, they've calculated every single thing out, and we've sat in hours of meetings going over every dollar being spent, and we divide it by 12 monthly payments. So when my children took out a different dance studio and all of a sudden November hits and you're like, why is my bill $1,400? Because you have like 7 costumes and all these recital fees. So COPA doesn't want to do that. You will pay the same amount every single month. So if you are a Prodigy student, you'll have your $93 a month for your fees, and those things cover costumes, recitals, all of our summer camps, any extra intensive rehearsal that we have, any extra, like our showcases, every single thing is included. So you'll pay that $93, and then their tuition, which is up at the top for Prodigy, I think is $235. That's the money that is spent in class. So like paying for their 6 hours a week of class, if that makes sense. If you have questions, email, we can show you kind of the breakdown of what that is. Further down, and that's another reason I love COPA, is they work really hard to give you all the information up front. So here's some important dates that you can block out, make sure it works with your schedule. We offer 2 musical theater camps in the summer that's included in your fees. You only have to attend 1. It's a musical theater boot camp, and it's really fun. We do some dance, some acting, some vocals. We get to know each other. It's just kind of like a fun thing that they can do in the summer to keep their skills up. Our company camp, which is mandatory unless you tell us beforehand, that is July 28th through August 1st. And that is when we will start all of our material for the upcoming year. And that is a really full week, and it's so fun, and we bond with our company. And then we just kind of go through. You have when your performances are, you have when intensives are, and then we go all the way through the next audition week. So you can kind of put those important dates in your calendar, and then there's no surprises, and kind of plan around it. All of our MDT and MT companies have 4 performing opportunities. So they will perform in a fall and spring solo showcase, and they will perform what they learn in their vocal tech class. They'll perform a solo number by themselves, kind of like a voice recital where they're coached just on their own. They get up by themselves, they sing their solo in the fall, and then in the spring, they do a monologue and a solo. And then we have 2 concerts. Those are in January and in May. And I know this seems like a big date, like January 8th through the 14th. You are not called all of those days. We have lots of different academies between American Fork and Draper. And so we kind of block that out. And then when it gets a little closer, we tell you exactly what days, and we're going around what our schedule needs to be. Those are at the Covey Center in Provo. It's a really exciting opportunity to perform at a professional theater. All of our companies will wear body mics. Every company member has a solo. They get special lighting, they get special props and blocks. It really is a heightened experience to be in a company class, and it's just like a little bit more, they dive into those performances a little bit more. Our older companies tour, which is really exciting. I love that COPA plans very educational and meaningful tours for your students. They progress, so they start like with a younger tour, and then by the time they get older, it's a really big experience. So I'm going to turn the time over to Jocelyn really quick, and she is going to talk about the 2 companies that she tours with, and then we'll go to Melanie, and she'll kind of give a little tidbit on her tour, and then I will finish up with our tour.
Oh, hi, everybody. My name's Jocelyn. So let me tell you guys a little bit about Prodigy first. So they are the youngest company. Their ages 3rd to 5th graders. And we will not be taking them on a very long tour, but their tour experience is really, really fun. We get to go and do a voice competition at Lagoon, and it's in May. It's usually around the 3rd weekend in May every single year. It's called America on Stage, and it's kind of a one of a kind. Like if you see or if you've ever been to a dance competition for any of your kids, it's kind of like that, but for voice and for your vocals. So the kids will get to come and they get to compete against other kids their age and of their same ability. They will sing an entire song, and it's usually one that we've been working on at COPA. We've coached them with their vocal tech coach, and they get to come, and we really have a really fun time watching each other, and they get judged and they get to earn trophies and sashes and all these different things. And then they also get a discount ticket to be at Lagoon for the rest of the day. It's a really fun. Usually the parents will coordinate and the whole company will kind of hang out that day and ride rides. So that is a really fun tour experience for our Prodigy kids. They are just a little bit too young to take on a trip at this point, but that is really fun for them. The other company that I get to direct is Moxie, and they are ages 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th. It's kind of fluid around that age, but they get to tour to Tuacahn in St. George. So this coming June, I'll be taking my current company, and we go for 3 days, and we will bus them down to St. George, and we get to stay all together in a really nice big house, and it's got a big fun pool and stuff. The kids really love it, and we will get to perform at the pre-show of their Tuacahn shows. So they'll perform their whole medley that one of the nights, and then we will get to watch both of their shows. So this year we will get to go see Wizard of Oz one night, and then the next night we will get to go see The Little Mermaid. And it's so fun because in between there, the next morning after we see their show, we get to go work in some workshops with the professional actors from Tuacahn, and we get to do dance workshops and learn some of the material from the shows that they are putting on at the moment. And we do some acting workshops and some singing workshops. It is really, really fun. So it's very educationally based and very applicable to what we've been teaching these kids at COPA. But we do try to squeeze in some fun and have a little bit of free time, and they get to have fun with their friends and swim and things like that. But it's just a short 3-day tour. We leave on a Thursday and we get back on a Saturday. It's jam-packed, but tons of fun. So that is the tours for my 2 companies.
Okay, I am Melanie Cartwright, and I have had the privilege of directing Smash, which is usually our like 13, 14, sometimes 12 year old, sometimes 15, just depending. And our tour is amazing. I love that we get to go to MTCA is the name of the conference, and we each student gets to perform either a solo or a monologue, a duet, and they are adjudicated by industry professionals. And these professionals are amazing. They have Broadway credits, they're producers, they are like top-notch working industry professionals. And they get coached, they get given feedback. And then we also compete as a company. We do like a piece, just like a one song, not an entire medley, but we compete with that. And we get to go to master classes and workshops all day long. It's like crazy busy. This is in LA. I don't know if I said that, but we bus or fly to Los Angeles, and we stay in a hotel that's right by Disneyland and right around the corner from the convention center. And then at the end of the tour, we get to go to the awards ceremony and spend the day at Knott's Berry Farm. And we also get a day at Disneyland before we come home. And it is so fun. It's jam-packed, it's nonstop. And one of the things I love the most is that it helps these kids who are at this, important age as they're just kind of entering those teenage years to learn about being responsible, to learn about traveling and being independent and taking care of you know, being on a schedule and taking care of their luggage, and like they're learning all these things in this safety umbrella, and obviously all the things like teamwork and kindness and cheering each other on, and so it's just like beautiful life skills that are incorporated into that experience as well. And so it's really fun. I'm so glad that COPA makes that happen. It's really unique to our studio, and I think it's amazing.
Great, thank you, Melanie. I love all of those tours as well. MTCA is like musical theater rock concert. It is so much fun, and these kids are just up close and personal with all of the professional actors. The same as Tuacahn. They perform, they watch these professionals from New York perform at night, and then the very next morning we are doing workshops with them one-on-one. Like they are working with them one-on-one, and it is just such a valuable experience and so exciting for our kids to get to do these. So I am the director over principal, and we toured to New York City. And this year we are going in April. So we've done, it's with a company called MCP, Manhattan Concert Productions. And we've gone with them a lot in the past. We've always gone in February, and they put on an incredible show. So they send the show and the script to our students. We teach them the material, and the show is performed with Broadway actors and directors and choreographers at the Lincoln Center. And it is just incredible for these kids to work 4 days with, you know, these professionals. Last year we got to perform in Anastasia, and most of the original cast was there, and they do question and answers. The year before we did Children of Eden, and Stephen Schwartz, who wrote Children of Eden, was there. He also wrote the music for Wicked. He was there working with our students, teaching them, rewriting things. There are always so many incredible stars. Like in the past, Jeremy Jordan has performed there. Ben Platt has performed with us at these shows. So this year we are so excited. We're going in April, which is a little bit better weather than February. And they are doing a Wicked theme show. And not only, so in the past we're in the ensemble, in the choir, and we're the choir that kind of sings in the back. And this year we are getting a heightened experience, and some of our students will have the opportunity to be in some of the dance numbers, to be in more of the ensemble numbers. This is a brand new experience, and we are so excited to offer it to our COPA kids. I mean, who doesn't love Wicked with these incredible people? We know already that the choreographer is the original choreographer from Broadway School of Rock. So she'll be there working with our kids, teaching them the dances. So it's really exciting. If you've done principal in the past and you've come to our MCP tours, you know how amazing it is. And this new one in April is just kind of like a heightened experience. And so I'm so excited to go. While we are there, we perform in this show, but we also take the kids to 2 Broadway shows, which is a learning experience. And COPA has a lot of great connections. Like last year I got to meet Sutton Foster. I mean, awesome. This year we have a COPA student, a COPA alumni in The Outsiders. And so she took some of our faculty and students backstage, and they got to meet the cast. So it's really fun. It's an experience that I couldn't give my kids on my own. And so it's a really exciting experience. So those are kind of about our tours. We have our tour payments down there. They're broken up into monthly payments. We offer a lot of fundraising opportunities to help with those. So it really just kind of elevates the experience that your kids have during the year. I'm going to go back to sharing this screen.
Yeah, Danielle, when you share again, will you show the dates of the different tours?
Yes. Okay. Okay, so our Smash tour is in February, the 5th through the 10th, and these include travel days. So, and then we have an intensive on the 30th. So kind of put these in. Our principal, because we have to learn a bunch of the show before we go, they have more intensives. This is April 9th through the 14th. Typically we put April 9th because we take a red eye that night so that we get there. So they won't have to like miss that Thursday of school probably. But we get them there so that they're there for their rehearsals. And then we have these extra intensive days because we teach them the entire score of the show. Our Prodigy tour is on May 16th. and that one's at Lagoon. And then our Moxie tour is June 4th through the 6th in St. George. Katie, is there anything you would like to add about tour, or are we good to move on?
If I start talking about tours, I start crying because they're just that awesome. They're just really amazing experiences. I've done all of them quite a few times now, and it just never, ever ceases to amaze me how awesome it is. So it's a great experience.
It is. And our kids, like we were talking about our COPA connections, our kids make these connections also. My daughter was at MTCA 2 years ago, and she was chosen for a number with the two of the girls in the original cast of 6. And then this year she went to New York, and one of those girls was in Great Gatsby. And so when she came out, all of these COPA kids, she was like, I taught you at MTCA. And it's like they have these connections, and it just makes them feel so special. So it's really neat. Further down, so our next thing, this is slightly different on our MT and our MDT. It just talks about our dress code at Utah COPA. What they're required to wear for ballet, for jazz, for tap, for our MD dance and tap classes, and then for our company choreography. And the reason we do this is we want your kids to come and be ready to move. We love having them in their black COPA t-shirts and black leggings for choreography. It helps with unity, it helps with cleaning, it helps just make sure that they are prepared for our class. So at the bottom of this, you can see on our website, there's more information about the audition, which we are going to talk about right now. So I am going to stop sharing this screen and come and share about our auditions. So our auditions will be on May 15th. It's a Thursday. And this year's a little bit different. In the past, we've done like dance on one day, MT on one day, MDT on one day, pop on one day. We are going to audition all of these things in the same day. So when you get the audition form, which will be added here, and that you'll be able to fill it out and give us all the information that we need for your child to audition. You can click multiple things that they would like to audition for. Just because they audition for all these things doesn't mean they have to do all of these things, right? You can say like, oh yeah, like the pop vocal track looks fun and the MT track looks fun. And then you can decide what you would like to do. So it'll be on May 15th. It's a Thursday. And then here's our pre-parent information, meaning you're here right now. After this meeting, the link to the recording of this will be posted here. So you can come back and you can, listen to us talking again, and you can get more information. Let's see. So this is when our meeting is, sorry. So when you come here, the MT company information and the MDT company information, if you click on this, that will take you to the flyer that I was just sharing with all the tuition costs, the schedule, the important dates, all those things. So if you click on those, that's where you can find that information. And this is linked to our website as well. And then if you are interested in the vocal pop track or the acting track, that's when their information is. And then the dance company track is a pre-recorded meeting. So take a look at those. So you'll fill out your information for our auditions, and then they'll all come together. We will have, let's see, I'm just coming down here. We will have our 3rd through 6th graders check in from 4 to 4:30. And then we will learn a dance audition from 4:30 to 5:30. This audition is supposed to be fun. It's an educational audition. It's not scary. We want to build your child up, and we want to teach them what the audition experience is like, so that when they audition in the community, they know what it's like. So even though we are watching for their skills and we are scoring them, we make it really fun and not scary, and we let them try again so that they feel comfortable. And then after they're done with their dance audition, they just need to wear clothes that they can move in. We'll teach a short dance combo that is musical theater based, that we'll kind of see them perform. And then we'll do a few technique things just so that we are able to divide them into their level. Like we talked about before, Our companies are divided by age and ability. There's a little bit of fluidity there, but our dance classes are divided by level so that, you know, if you have a child that's never danced before, they're not in a class with somebody that's danced since they were 3, and that they can get the foundation that they need to progress. And as well, if your child has danced since they were little, they're not in a beginning class learning everything again. So we really try to individualize the program and make it so that it is beneficial for every child. After they dance, they will be excused and they'll do the vocal audition. If you scroll down here, it will tell you exactly what you need to prepare. So they'll want to have a 30 to 45 second audition song to sing. We ask that our younger kids, they can bring a track, they can bring it on a phone, they can bring it on your phone. If it's on the COPA app, they can tell us what it is. And they only just need that short little bit. And, you know, in any audition, try to find the most exciting bit that really showcases their ability and their vocal range and their acting. And after they are done singing, they are excused to go. There is a parent holding room. You're welcome to stay with your child the entire audition process. You can't come in the room with them, but you can stay, you can help them set up the phone, or you can drop them off. Then our MT classes, so we'll kind of come back up here. So for our 7th through 12th graders, they will come and check in from 5 to 5:30. There's no need to come early for any of these because we won't be there early, and we just check them in and we give them, we'll be auditioning other kids. We give them a number and we get all of their information. And then they will do the dance audition. And if they are auditioning for the MT track, they will be excused at 6:30. So they'll just do that, you know, Broadway combination. And then they'll be excused at 6:30. When they're excused at 6:30, they will go and they will do their vocal audition as well as their monologue. So if they're auditioning for the musical theater track, they will need a 30 to 45 second song. It goes in more details right here, as well as a monologue. If your child doesn't have a monologue, don't stress out. We'll have some cold reads that they can do just to kind of see, but you can find monologues online. If they've been a COPA student, we have tons of monologues. It can be really fun, but if they don't have that, we'll have a cold read that they can do. And then if you're auditioning for the MDT track, you will stay and do more of a dance technique audition. Those older ones, we really try to divide really well. And then there'll be the MDT kids will be excused, and then they will do their vocal audition after that. And as soon as they're done, they are excused to go. So in this audition, we will have our MDT kids, our MT kids, our dance company kids, our vocal pop kids all together. So that'll be kind of fun to kind of have everyone together and see if you're interested in different tracks. Like I said before, fill out the audition form online so that we have your information. That will speed up your audition process so much. And then after they audition, we'll announce where they're cast, usually in about a week. And that's when you will get their casting information. You can look back at this information and see what their schedule is, what their tuition is, and read that because there's things that you need to do. You'll need to complete their acceptance form. You'll need to fill out certain things. We will have another parent meeting after auditions on May 27th at 6:30 in this same format. So before your contract is due. So if your child auditions and then you have more questions, that will dive more into, you know, things that are required and things like that. And you can ask more questions. While I'm talking about questions, if you have any questions that come up that you haven't had answered in the chat, you can email info@utahcopa and they will answer your question or they will direct it to one of us. And we can get those questions answered so that you can make sure you know what you're getting into and what you need.
Be sure in that email to mention what location that you're auditioning at so you don't get the wrong information.
Yeah, that is great advice. And then if your child is interested in dance company or if we see some potential in your student, they could be invited to a dance company callback, and that is held on Monday, May 19th. And those are the ages, and those will just be emailed to you if your child is interested. The thing that's great with our COPA dance company is it works extremely well with our MDT classes. So if your child does dance company, they would take the same Monday classes that they take with MDT. They take them all together, and then there's like just, you know, an additional day of classes that they would take. You get a little bit more experience. So if you would like more information on any of those other tracks, check out our website, and we can, or, you know, email us, and we'd be happy to get you more of that information. All right. So another thing that's great is COPA is affiliated with Alta. It's an online school, and your older kids can get credit for COPA for their school. And I'm going to let Katie talk a little bit more about that. She's used it more than I have. I'm still trying to figure it out for my 9th grader, and I hope it works because she didn't take PE this year. So we got to get that credit ready. I'll turn the time over to Katie, and she can kind of go over that, and then we'll open it up for questions, and we'll wrap up.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've used it with 2 of my kids, and I know a lot of COPA families have used it because I get the emails asking me to verify that they've been attending and have been in class. So it's really awesome. It's a state accredited program. So your school cannot turn it down. It is fully accredited by the state. What the school can do is be picky about what credit it maybe applies to. So you'll want to ask about that before getting started. We make no money off of it. We're not affiliated with them. It's just a great partnership that we started 6 or so years ago, honestly, because I ran into a friend at RC Willie and was complaining about my daughter taking PE when she dances so much. And she was like, hey, we run this program that does this. And we were like, oh my gosh. So we tried it for free one year. They let me and Mindy try it, and it was amazing. So they've already vetted all of our curriculum. So they've read through our training, our curriculum. They know what our classes provide. And so our classes are now, I guess, essentially certified and approved. Our teachers have all had the correct background check and stuff like that. So basically you can get, for your COPA training, it will count for PE credit, and every school district is different, but most school districts in Utah, there's 3 PE credits. They probably call them something different, but there's like PE skills, PE elective, and like the fitness for life class. The fitness one is a book class, so you have to still take that one. We can't trade out for that, but the skills and the elective one, COPA dance class will substitute for that. And you just track your hours, and then you write an essay talking about your experience, and you're done. You can also get all your fine arts credit. And it's awesome because you can kind of call it whatever you want that fits sort of in the realm. So by doing musical theater company at COPA, we've called it productions, musical theater, show choir, because colleges don't, it kind of fits under all of that umbrella. You can call it dance 1, dance 2, dance 3, so that it looks like they're progressing, which they are. But there's a lot of flexibility in what you call it and what it applies to. So you can get PE credit, fine arts credit, and then of course, elective credit. It does cost, there's a cost associated with it. They do have a deal with us. I honestly don't know the cost because, like I said, it's not really our program. We just refer you to them. But it's not a ton, and you can get half a credit or a full credit. And here's the thing that I love about it, and just my little piece of parental advice, mom to mom or dad. I lost my train of thought. Hold on. It's great for their GPAs because you could get 2.5 credits per year if you wanted to, and it could be all A's, and that's just going to bump their GPA a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And so it's kind of an easy A, quote unquote. I mean, they work really hard in companies, so I hate to call it that, but it's an easy academic A. Because we verify the hours, and then they write an essay. And if their essay is bad, they don't just grade it and say you're done. They'll go back to us and say we need more, and they'll give them the chance to keep beefing it up until it is an A essay. So they can get these A's every year. My mom to mom or dad advice is do the credits early. My daughter is a senior. She's about to graduate in a few weeks, and she's just now turning in like 5 Alta credits, but none of that got to help her GPA. Now, to be fair, she has a really good GPA and got into some really great universities. So, but as I've thought about it, I'm like, you really should try to go heavy on that COPA credits and the Alta credits, like freshman, sophomore, junior year, so that when you're applying for colleges, the beginning of your senior year, they see that really full schedule and they see those stacked A's, tons of A's. So yeah, it's a great program. Just reach out to them. They're familiar with COPA. All you have to do is say you're a COPA student. They already know our curriculum. They know our classes. They're familiar with the whole state and what's required at different school districts. If your school tries to tell you can't use it, they're wrong. So push back on that. You definitely can use it. And as a side note, you can also do other credits. We've also done financial literacy, health, those kinds of things. It's a homeschool program. It's not a homeschool program. It's a credit capture program. So you can do other credits as well if you want to just get ahead. And the thing that's great about this is for those kids that do maybe you're on dance company and musical theater company and you're at COPA every day. You want to clear up some hours in your student schedule. So maybe they're able to come home from school at noon, and do a couple hours of homework before they go to COPA. In my case, my daughter just did musical theater company at COPA, so she was only there 2 days a week, but she was really fortunate to be able to do a lot of shows at both Hales. She was pretty much constantly booked her junior and senior year. And they have rehearsal from 6:30 to 10:30 every single night. So it gave her the opportunity to sleep in, and she never had a first period. So it's a really great program for those that can benefit from it and don't mind paying for it to relieve some stress for your child. So that's all. I'm happy to answer more questions if you have more. Mindy also is. We both love the program. It's benefited us a lot. So reach out. We'll chat.
Great. Thank you, Katie. Okay, I'm going to open it up for any questions. If you are brand new to COPA and you don't have a child in class, we would encourage you to attend our spring concerts coming up. So our concerts start on May 5th. That's a dance company one. If you want to see Draper MDT, it's May 7th and 8th. This year we're doing Broadway Today, which is a really fun theme. So it's all current Broadway shows. And all of our companies are putting on almost the entire production, minus a few speaking parts, of Matilda. And it's been really exciting to have that different aspect of just doing a medley as to putting on an entire production where things, flow and coordinate a little bit differently. COPA has a 4-year curriculum that I didn't talk about earlier. That's really exciting. So each year in our company, we focus on a different aspect of musical theater. We have 100 years of Broadway history, which kind of gives them an education into the older Broadway musicals. It's a different style of singing. It's a different style of dancing. It helps them get to know those musicals. We have a jukebox and movie musical year where we, do The Greatest Showman, and we do, songs from Moulin Rouge and Juliet, like all those jukebox musicals, the Beach Boys, really fun songs. And that is a different, right? You're kind of doing more of like almost a pop style, a different curriculum. We have a Disney year, which American Fork's doing this year. Draper will do that next year. And we have, all the Disney movies. We have Disney on stage, like The Lion King, Mary Poppins. And then our one is this year's Broadway Today. And so not only are there lectures helping educate your student, but our curriculum that they're performing, we don't just choose random songs. They learn about the choreographers, they learn about these things, and they come out a musical theater expert when they are done. And they kind of start looking forward to, well, man, when I'm in principal, I'll get to do Hamilton, which is really fun. So come to our concert, May 7th and 8th. It's at the Covey Center. You can buy tickets on their website. Make sure you go to their website. It starts at 7 o'clock. We love to keep our concerts short and sweet. They're like an hour and a half long, and we just get in and we get it done, and it's really fun. Okay, are there any questions about all the information that we've talked about?
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Brooke Larson. So I have a son who's going to audition, and he's in high school, and we are just on the fence between the music, dance, theater track and the theater track, I guess music theater track. How much dance is involved? I think he was a little like unsure about like the ballet and stuff, but like how much, you know what I mean? He loves like being in the school musicals and stuff though. Would it be helpful for him to be in the full MDT track?
So if he loves that, it is great for boys to get dance training. And the thing that's awesome is we have boys in our program, so he'll be in dance classes with other boys. So if he chooses the MDT track, he'll do an hour of ballet, an hour of tap, and an hour of jazz, which really will help him further his performing career. But if he decides to do the MT track, he will still get an hour and a half of technique and movement and choreography, which is great for boys also. I mean, we all know like a girl can train her entire life and then a boy walks in with 2 months of training and gets the lead, right? That's the beautiful part of boys in musical theater. We just need them and we love them. The thing that's great about Draper, so our MDT track and our MT track can work together. So if he chooses the MT track and decides he wants a little bit more, he can switch over to MDT, and vice versa. If your student, we have quite a few kids doing that this year, if they want to do all of it, none of the classes overlap. So if they want to do like the MDT and MT classes on Monday and Tuesday, you get those at a pretty discounted rate to do both of those days, and you can do all of those. But if he signs up for one, let's say he wants to try the dance classes and then he's like, okay, this is a lot for me, we can switch him over. And that's
okay.
Really
So
easy.
that's perfect. So we'll probably just start with the MDT, and then if it's too much, we could switch over. But
exactly,
okay.
yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I would recommend. I am a dancer. Like I love dancing. I would say I'm more of an MDT, and I think any dance technique you can get is going to be so helpful.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Can I just add also, I would also look at two things. Number one, what he's doing maybe at school. So if he's participating in like a school musical theater program where they are, doing scenes and monologues, then maybe it would be better to do dance at COPA because you're getting the acting or maybe even private voice and stuff like that outside of COPA. My other thing that I would suggest is how serious he is about pursuing this beyond high school. If he is considering seriously doing this in college or beyond, I would probably lean towards the dance side of it. Only because I just went through this process with my daughter and it seemed like dance seemed to be, I don't want to say this to like scare anybody, but especially for boys, it can be like something that really sets them apart from other boys. So if this is something that he's like, I want to do this in college, I would take the time now to just really dive into dance because it's going to be harder after you graduate to take dance classes as an adult, right? Unless you're like in college. So those are two things I could think about. And taking the dance classes there, it's also kind of different because you can study voice at a private voice lesson. You could also get a private acting coach or, be in shows that really hone acting. Dance technique, you really kind of you can't like go watch YouTube videos or you can do privates, but that's very expensive. So the dance technique is just a little harder to get. It's a little harder to get into your body. So if he's like, I want to do this, I want to be in shows at Hale, I want to do this in college, I would probably lean towards the dance track. And even if it is uncomfortable, just stick it out. You'd be shocked. I will share this story because we're at a Draper meeting, not an AF meeting. We had this kid who was an acting company student who came and auditioned for MDT. and was, I'm just going to say it, he's the sweetest kid. I'd say it to his face too. He was a hot mess in the dance. Like it was a mess. But he had energy and enthusiasm, and he performed and he sang well, and we knew his personality and stuff from working with him in acting. So we cast him. I kid you not, after 1 year of the ballet, tap, and jazz, the next year at auditions, I was like, what the heck? Like, what happened to this kid? Like, is he a prima ballerina going to go be the dancer in a Broadway show? No. But the improvement, in his movement quality and control of his body and general technique, I was like, this is phenomenal. Like, so I would highly recommend, if this is something he's pretty serious about, taking the leap, even if he's uncomfortable with it.
Okay, very good. Thank you for,
you see what I did there?
yeah, I like it. Thank you for fully answering that. That was so nice.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, are there any other questions? I know it takes a minute to unmute. Okay, well, if any other questions come up, please email us. I think we've answered most of the questions in the chat. I will look there again, but we love COPA. That's why we work there. Our kids come here. I've seen such a difference, not just in the ability of my children in their music, dance, and theater, but just in their overall confidence, how they learn how to speak to an adult, how they dare to get up in front of their class, how they communicate at the grocery store. It really does teach lots of things, and it's been a great place for me. It's been a great place for my kids. And we really hope that you will come to auditions, come see what it's about. If you are brand new to COPA and you would like to come see what our classrooms are like, Thursday is our last rehearsal with our companies. You can come check out the studio. We'll be there from 4:30 to 8:30. You can peek your head in and see what we're working on. And please feel free to email any questions that you have. And we thank you all for coming to our meeting and for your interest in COPA, and we hope to see you and your talented children at our auditions.